Hello, hello, hello. How we doing? I hope everybody is well. Why can I not hear my music? Oh, she's very quiet. That's all. All right, how is everybody doing? Siddiq, thank you for the lurk. Larvy, I appreciate the lurk as well. Guitar Lilin, quiet. Hope you are good. I'm going to warn you guys now, today is going to be a very short stream. We're going to get the Rotary Hearth furnace done, and then I'm not going to guarantee anything past that. But we will get the Rotary Hearth furnace done today, at least. Asanan, how you doing? Hopefully you are all well. Right, so Rotary Hearth furnace. This is what we're making today. Hopefully anyway. We should be able to get everything done. We got the coils started. We started the coils crafting yesterday. We've got all 96 of those, so that is fine. We do need to make the Rotary Hearth furnace itself, which I don't think I've got the recipe set up for it yet. We did the research, but we haven't done the recipe yet. So let's do that. Let's switch those out for ZPM universal circuits. Right, everything is already craftable except for Naquita alloy springs. So let's get those craftable. Is it one of the ones that's still available, Guitarland, or is it no longer available? Like one of the older ones? Can you even kind of continue to use the older ones once they've been, like, is deprecated the right word? Yeah, the trains have definitely gone a little bit weird. All right, we got springs. And then the rotary hearth furnace goes in the ash line. And can we craft you? We can. Beautiful. Right. But yeah, I've decided we're going to be putting... I was originally going to put the rotary hearth furnaces in there, but I realized if I ever wanted to add more than one, it's going to be really awkward because we won't be able to have this central ME cable running all the way up to the top. It'll go up to the first rotary hearth furnace, and then we'll have to kind of move it around to the outside and then up, and it'll just look awkward. So instead, we're going to go with another awkward, although arguably slightly, well, maybe slightly less so, I'm not actually sure, way of doing it, and have it on top of here. And then this way, we can have probably, I was going to say up to 3. Yeah, we should be able to have up to 3 of them along here if we really wanted to. Hey, Meat Weasel, how you doing? So that is, I think that's the plan. Like, this is, like, how big is this again? I think it's 15 by 15, right? So that's the center. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12. Oh, no, only 13 by 13. Oh, that's even better. We've got plenty of space. And I think we are actually going to put them, just so we do actually have enough space for cabling and what have you. I think I am going to make almost like a little plinth in the middle of here. So we're going to raise it up a couple of blocks. Just so we do have enough space for cabling underneath. Hello, Squizzed. How you doing? So that is the plan, at least. As we currently see it. Hey, JJ. How's it going? Right. Is that 20 heat vents or 203? I think it's 20 heat vents and 382 high temperature smelting casings. So if we just do 382 of those... I'm good, just watching stream crash? Oh, Steam crash. Sorry, I read that as stream crash. Wait, what? Why is Steam crashing now? Have they just started another sale? How am I? I'm okay, Squizzed. Hopefully you are as well. Oh, right. Yeah, I forgot that was today. Right, we need 88 of these, didn't we? I'm just going to make 88 anyway. We're going to need more of them anyway. Yeah, but then I've got to go all the way back to the... Well, I don't know. I guess I don't have to go back to the pattern terminal. It's fine. I'm pretty sure that is only going to be 20 of those. It's not going to be 203 of those. There's nowhere in here we can fit 203 of those. So that's definitely only 20 heat vents. Web server cannot keep up. It's amazing. I wonder if when they first made... Oh, shit. What's the actual IP called? Hollow Knight, that's the one. Although I think it's spelled Hollow Knight, isn't it? Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, I wonder if when they made that, they realized just how popular and how big it was going to become. Oh, Raridit's going to be a lot easier. Oh, all right. While we're waiting on those bits to craft, I wanted to move the miner. I did a little bit of scouting this morning before the stream. And yeah, this one's done. I found another area over there that has a lot of osmiridium and iridosmine. So we're going to go and shift this over there. Since we can't actually mine, you do any micro miner missions yet for iridosmine or osmiridium? Yeah, just a little Metroidvania game they've made, and then now they're crashing Steam with it. It's impressive. It shows kind of what you can do, I guess. But yeah, if we look at this, look how much of the iridosmine there is in this like 3x3 chunk area here, and osmiridium as well. There's so much of it, it's ridiculous. Right, let's get this out of the way. Brains airing at me. What sides of an ends tank can you take fluids out? I think it's both the top and bottom. I'm still very confused about it myself. I usually just keep placing it down until it works. Right, are we in the right chunk here? I'm pretty sure we're in the right chunk, right? Still? Yes? No? Maybe? Yes, this is where we want to be. Right, so let's... I have to say, snow is freaking annoying. Especially when you don't have vein miner. How has compression been doing, by the way, JJ? Like kind of downloads and whatnot wise. And are you still getting a lot of people who don't know how expert packs work? Okay. I'm pretty sure we shouldn't have anything here that we need to worry about. Clogging up our ME system. There we go. Right, that should. How much are we on at the moment in terms of iridium and osmium? Actually, let's put these over... Oh, shit. Did I set the miner point? I don't think I did. No, I didn't. Whoops. Oh, shit. Where... Oh, God, I've lost it now. I didn't even move it to the new one. Oh, no, never mind. Hang on, it was. Yes, I did. It's going to be one of those days today. Hey, my heat vents are done, though. Right, let's keep an eye on how much iridium and osmium we get from this. Because I'm curious. I don't think we're going to be worrying about iridium and osmium for a little while. Let's put these on there and there. So iridium, we're at technically 10,886 when I saw that. And osmium, we were at 13,264. We can't see the exact amounts on there, but we can see enough. Okay, right. So now that's out of the way. We have our first rotary hearth furnace controller. We have our heat vents. What were the casings that we were doing? High temperature smelting casings. Those were done pretty damn quickly. We now have those. Right, what else are we missing? Obviously, we're going to need parallel hatches. With the parallel hatches, I think we can technically now make the next tier of parallel hatches. I don't think there's anything that's going to be holding us back from this. We might need to make the ZPM sensors and emitters and the vanadium cables, but... Oh, actually, yeah, that might be holding us back at the moment. Yeah, we haven't got the sensors or emitters at the minute, so let's actually do that. Because if we can get a 64X parallel hatch, that'll be great. So we need that and we need that, which I'm going to assume we need LUV sensors and LUV emitters for these. And the data. Oh, wait, hang on. Can we... Yeah, we can do them both. So we need 2 data orbs. And then we need an LUV sensor and an LUV emitter. Right, while those are crafting, what else do we need? 132 Naquita alloy frames. I'm going to go ahead and guess that we do not have those craftable yet. It's going to be really nice not to have to use the... not to have to use the... We haven't even got Naquita alloy rods ready yet. Not to have to use the quad EBF for this. Although it would be nice to have... it would be nice to have slightly better coils. We cannot make those yet. Right, how many of these do we need? Oh, also, before I forget... LUV emitter, LUV sensor, and 2 data orbs. Right, how many of these do we need? 132. Alright, and we are down here. Got the beeps and the boops again. I do like that sound. Oh, by the way, I did speed up a few of my micro miners this morning as well. And took the times in between them down a little bit. So this is down to like 5 minutes in between each mission. And I think this... I've also made it so we are going to store a lot more chromium as well. I don't know if there's anything else that we really need to turn on at the moment. But I don't think we need the tungstate and scheelite anymore. Neodymium, I think we've got plenty of neodymium at the minute. So when that drops below 30,000, I think, This will turn back on again. That one was the scheelite and tungstate. We're doing fine for tungsten, I think. Oh no, that being said, we've only got 16,000 tungsten dust. How much can we store? More than that. I'm gonna up that to a 16k drive as well, I think. So we can store a little bit more. Right, tungsten dust. It's nice to not have to be worrying about power at all. Not where I meant to go, but fair enough. Alright, so if we set this so we keep, say, 100,000 tungsten dust in there, so that'll keep that going. I'm hoping that we are able to process things fast enough. Like, everything should be on ZPM hatches now, right? Oh no, these are on LUV. I think what we need to do, though, is put everything onto ZPM except for that, which will have to be on a 4-amp ZPM. So that'll be running at UV. Oh, wait, ruthenium dust? Is that just... Okay, it is getting collected. Right, okay. So yeah, we'll have to upgrade those at some point soon as well, and to the 64-amp, 64X hatches once we have those. I decided to try the flowchart from the bot in the Moni Discords. I was not expecting to start auto-making furnaces to make stone dust. Wait, what? Oh yeah, wait, you can't just... Huh. I honestly didn't even realize you couldn't just macerate down the stone to stone dust. I didn't even realize you couldn't do that. Damn, okay. That's an interesting way of doing it. It seems also kind of excessive, but okay. Right, there's a ZPM sensor. Right, let's get the recipe for the ZPM sensor as well. And ZPM emitter. I would guess more power usage, Asanan. That would be a reason not to do it, I guess. Alright. Everything is craftable. And then the emitter. Everything is craftable. Perfect. Right, they just need to go into the AS line. We still haven't got the ZPM field generator or electric pump yet in there. Those Nacra alloy frames are taking quite a while. Especially for, it's very convoluted, especially for what you get out of it as well. There's really not a great deal you're going to get out of stone dust that's worth it. You don't even get that much of a bonus out. So you get a little bit of quartzite, potassium feldspar, marble dust, sodalite, metal mixture, which you can't process till EV anyway. And that just gets you a little bit of iron, aluminium, tiny bits of chromite, ilmenite. I mean, you can get some stuff out of it, but there's just... It just feels like such, like Quiet actually said, like such a convoluted way of doing it. But I guess if people have made flowcharts for it, I guess it works. Honestly, Guitar Lilin, I would not bother with automate. Like, I know you're going to do things your own way anyway, but I will say that you will not need enough duct tape for it to be worth passively generating it or automating it. Just make a stack of it, and that should be more than enough for whatever you need up until you get to the auto ones. Although I say that would be enough for me. I can't say that it would be for you. So obviously, treat my kind of that suggestion as just that, a suggestion. Anyway, right. So, how are we going to do this? I think we're going to go with probably a 4-amp ZPM hatch in here for now. Oh, we also need the extreme intake casings as well. Wait, hang on. How many of those do we need? 40? 72 tungsten steel pipe casings. Oh, you made a large steam boiler. Okay. Yeah, if you're in HV, you should be able to make the auto maintenance hatches. Guitar Lilin. I don't know if you know about the auto maintenance hatches or not. But they basically don't require any maintenance. They just maintain themselves. They're a little bit more expensive, and they take 2 maintenance hatches, a couple of robot arms, HV machine hull. No. Or you just literally just put them in, and that's it. They just maintain it. You don't need to touch them again. I would get as many of them as you need for any of your multi-blocks. They are so nice to have. Yep, just forget about the tape. As much as I love duct tape for things, you definitely not needed here. And then you've even got the cleaning maintenance hatch later, which basically acts as though the multi-block's in a clean room. Which is nice. Chat, what was I doing? Oh, right, I was working on, I was working on those. I am going to run out of space for things here, Ron. Have I got a spare backpack anywhere? No. Can I be bothered to make one just for a kind of like a project backpack, so to speak? I think I'm going to take these out of my inventory. 'Cause these... Oh, wait, hang on. Is that what this one was for? Oh, that's what that one was for, wasn't it? Yes. Perfect. All right, so let's put all that line there. This is all my project stuff. This is all the stuff we need for what we're doing now. Okay, so we haven't got the maintenance hatch yet. There's definitely more fun things you can do with your time, yes. I'm glad that was able to help. I know sometimes I offer advice when it's not needed or asked for, and I do apologize for that. And if I do ever do that, please let me know, and I will just shut up. But yeah, if I ever kind of overstep my my bounds a little bit, please let me know. So we need an ME output bus. Right. The next question is, do I continue to just have an ME stocking hatch that inputs all the fluids for us, or do we output them with the recipes? If outputting them with the recipes will mean I never really need to go near the rotary hearth furnace at any point, but it will mean redoing all the recipes I have so far that use fluids, which is quite a few. It's almost a full thing for them. No, I think we just have it as in a stocking hatch again. We are still going to need to do two... we are still going to need to do two input buses. One for ones that don't use fluid, and one for ones that do. Or basically ones that are on circuit 1 and ones that are on circuit 2, but that's easy enough to sort out. Anyway, 28 tungsten steel firebox casings and 40 extreme intakes. Oh, we haven't even got the recipe for the firebox casings yet. Are they tungsten steel ones? Yeah. Oh yeah, polyethylene you'll definitely need. You will definitely need polyethylene. So absolutely 100% make that. And yeah, PVC you will definitely need as well. Yeah. Right, I can't remember how many of these it was. I want to say it was 28. I would be right. Okay, it might be that I said that we were going to get the rotary hearth furnace done, and that was all I was going to guarantee today. I think we're going to get this done pretty quickly. Since we really don't need a huge amount else. Have I got the tungsten steel casings in there yet? No, we haven't got those in there yet. How many do we need? 88. Oh, we've got 75. Okay, so we used a few of those. We've got, what, 75 left? Another 8? I'm going to do another 16 just in case, because we'll use them for stuff later on anyway. Well, there we go. We've got the robust tungsten steel casings. We've got the intakes now as well. What are we still missing? So we've got the machine casings, we've got the smelting casings, we've got the heat vents, we've got the pipe casings, we've got the coils, we've got the intake casings, we've got the firebox casings, we've got the Naquadah alloy frames. We've not got all the hatches and buses yet, though. We haven't got the ZPM energy hatch. Oh, that's... It's so tempting to use the 16 amp ZPM energy hatch for this. Because we've already got one. I mean, we are making like up to like over 72 amps of ZPM, so I think the 16 amp one will be fine. I think the 16 amp one will be fine. If we do start running into power rushes, we can always downgrade that to a 4 amp one. But honestly, we don't use this all that much. Most of the stuff we're using is passived. At the moment, this will just be for like when we need extra stuff. Right, so what are we still missing? Hatch-wise. We've got that. We've got the energy hatch. We've got the maintenance hatch. We've got a muffler hatch. We've got the output bus. Are we going to need an output? I'll put an output hatch on here as well, just in case, because there are some things that output fluids as well. I don't think there's many of them, but there's a few. So we're the output bus. So we still need the input buses. We still need the stocking hatch, which I think I'd already made, right? Yeah, we made the stocking hatch already. And then I know we need at least 2 input buses, which we'll do... let's do IV ones. Why not? And I think that's it. I think that's everything. Now, the next thing is figuring out where this is going to go and how we're going to decorate it. Because we obviously want it on top of it. I think we're going to put the first one just like in the center. Although we're still going to have to get the DME cable up here. Although I guess we can do that with a wireless connector. That should be fine. But it's 13 by 13. With the controller on the second block up on one side. I think I'd like to have the controllers facing this way. And if possible, a little bit of a kind of a walkway. So we can get into them. That would be where the chunk edge would be. So where would the center be? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Center will go there. I guess I could do this rather than having the... I think I'm actually going to have the... Yeah, I think I'm actually going to have the controllers on this side. And I think... Do we want it to come up like that far? Is that too far for it to come up? I think maybe like that height we want it to be. So that's going to be what? 1, 2, 3... Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the controller should be around there. I think that'll work. Larvae! Sorry, I thought we were shouting. What's up? Important news alert? Is this kitten-based news, or is this GTNH-based news? Oh, wait, what's the news? And why do we not have pictures yet? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then that'll be the edge of the chunk. That'll be where the chunk border. Let's just mark where the chunk border is, and then we'll do the... Wait, no, that's not right. Wait. I've got this wrong. Somehow I've got this wrong. That's in the wrong place. That would be the outside corner. That'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that would be the center. Which means this needs to go 1 block further out. Obviously, we're going to have to extend this out a little way on either side if we want this to look all right. And then be able to have a little bit of a walkway. I'd like to have at least 3 blocks of space between the edge of this and the actual machine. Rex is going to join Discord. All right, no worries. Keep an eye on media. So this is where the edge of the area. Now, this will probably get extended over to here when we add, or if we add more of them. For right now, I think that is good. It gives us enough space underneath to do cabling and whatnot. That is not right. Okay, hang on. Oh. Have we got pictures? Oh, they're so cute. And tiny. Oh. They will no doubt grow up to be murderous little shits, but at this point, they're incredibly cute. Hold on. Anyone who's not in the Discord, hold please. Anyone who's not in the Discord. Little kittens. They're so cute. I don't know if there's audio with this or not. I can't hear it if there is. Left to right, we've got... Wait, who we got? How are you going to be able to tell them apart? Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking, Quiet. Bell and in the middle. Hang on. Bell and in the middle you have Skittles, and on the right is Tipex. I'm assuming they've all got like kind of unique markings. Oh, they're cute though. And there's a picture of them. Okay, so yeah, so they are all kind of like just unique markings. Is Tipex still a thing these days? Do people still use Tipex? Okay, so let's grab... Right, I do want to make sure, like, this is in the center, right? Oh, let me grab some bit. So that's 3 blocks. Can't see anymore. That's 3 blocks. That's 3 blocks. And that's 3 blocks. Perfect. Okay, so that is in the center. Let's get rid of those and fill this whole thing in. Although we are going to have to take... Actually, we don't need anywhere near this much, because all the bits underneath the actual rotary hearth furnace itself, I'm just going to take out. Wait, why did that show up twice?
I see. Running away, eh? You yellow bastard!
All right, no worries, Larvae. Enjoy the lurk and the kittens as well. Okay, let's see what we're going to be missing and where it's going to randomly place all my hatches when we do this, because I'm not manually building this one. Right, everything's good, right? Hang on. You know what? Let's just take this out now. You're going to go away? Yeah, I knew you were going to go away before I had a chance to do it, weren't you? Ah, fucking, I'm just falling off now. I wish we could get this to stay here longer. Oh, fuck. Give me back my hologram. There we go. Right, so that is where the edges are going to be. Okay, moment of truth. Ta-da! Structure incomplete, though. See, this is where the downside is going to come in. How am I going to... Oh, right. Yeah, that's why it's incomplete. Wait. Oh, right, hang on. I forgot it was only going to take a stack out at once. Ta-da! We have a rotary hearth furnace. That is one chunky multi-block. Okay, now we've got to move all of the casings. Why has it put the stocking hatch there, of all places? Why? Why have you put the stocking hatch just randomly under a frame where no one could ever get to it? What the hell? Anyway. Oh, and the next thing is, where has it put the parallel hatch? Okay, we've got the energy hatch over here and a maintenance hatch over here. Oh, no, we never made the parallel hatch yet, did we? Hold on, we haven't made the parallel hatch yet. Hold, please. Did I move that already? I moved that already. Okay. Right, we haven't made a recipe for the parallel hatch yet. Oh, we haven't got the vanadium gallium cables yet either. Right, 2x vanadium gallium cables. I'll do. Oh, what probably happened, Guitar Lilin, is usually when boilers explode, it's because you've tried to put water into an already hot boiler. That's usually why they explode. Hey, Are these 2x cables we're doing right? Yeah. Okay, I need to sort this out. This is getting ridiculous. Right, and this is just a regular pattern provider recipe. See if this will actually let us have it. And we'll go, while that's doing its thing, we'll go and sort out our other bits and pieces. So if we put the maintenance hatch here, can't remember, like, I usually have a convention of, like, how I do things, and I keep things consistent. But I can't remember how I've been doing the maintenance hatches. Normally I do the maintenance hatch. I think I normally do the On ones where I can have like them on top, one on top of the other, I'll do the maintenance hatch at the top and the parallel hatch at the bottom. But otherwise, it's parallel hatch on the left, maintenance hatch on the right. Doesn't matter. It doesn't change anything with it, but it's just I like to have these conventions and stick with them. Oh, I just realized we've filled in the wall here as well, which I didn't want to do. Hold on. Alright. So, maintenance hatch on the right. Parallel hatch will go on the left. If we put output bus in the center, stocking hatch over there, and then the two input buses here and... Oh, I never made an output hatch, did I? Hold on. Ah, no. That's not what I wanted. We needed an output ME hatch. Just in case. Yeah, I know we're missing two of the legs on the platform. That's kind of secondary at the moment, but... Because those... It's not actually going to be supported. It's not actually just going to be a platform up like that. We're going to kind of have something similar to what we've got going on here down the sides, and then just have a stairway up to it somewhere. So we'll worry about that bit afterwards. I want to get the actual structure finished first. How you doing, though, Zericom? I hope you're well. All right, and then if we do... I think I want to do the actual inputs... here and here. So one will be circuit 1. And the other will be circuit 2. Not bad kind of tie, but that's life. Yeah, I can relate. Wait, no, that needs to go. Oh, was that our yeah, our first 64 times parallel hatch. Right, and then we'll do power on this side. And I will... Do I want the power coming up into here, or do I want to just make it invisible? I will make it invisible, it's fine. It's not a big deal. Right, and that'll go in there, and then... That should be everything. Now we just got to get ME channels and whatnot up here, and we should be fine. Or ME cables, at least. Yes, to be fair, I would have thought the breaking... Oh, no, I guess if you didn't break the controller, the heat data for it would still be in there. So I guess that does make sense. Oh, God. Don't randomly sprint off anywhere. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is... make another set of wireless connectors. And then with those, we can easily transfer stuff over. Bear with me, here's 2 seconds. Alright. I'll put these in the center, which will be what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's the center. I think we're actually going to put it... Yeah, I'll have to put it at that height. Because... Or actually, no, I think we'd be better off putting it on the floor. Or if we put it that high and then we get rid of this so we can still walk underneath the cabling. So we don't need the grass underneath here. It's like not like we're going to be able to see it. So if we move the grass under here. And just so it doesn't look unbalanced for the time being. Let's put the corner pillars in. There we go. Right. So the next thing is, where are we actually going to connect the other end of this connector? Like, normally I have one central place where I set all these up. In my worlds, I haven't got that in here. I don't really know where I'm going to set these up. Oh, I've got one other one here. Did I label that at all? Because I have no idea where that's going to. No, I didn't label it. Lovely. Okay. Well, this one we will label. Rotary Hearth furnace. There we go. Right. And thank you. To you. And there we go. Right. So we want to bring this across here. And then if we add any more to these, we can just continue these lines on that way or that way. Although this is going to be a little bit more awkward to do this. I might actually move these input buses a little further apart to like here and here instead. Because we're going to have to set these up with a pattern peer-to-peers, I think, because we, at least for the ones with the tape fluids, the Circuit 2 ones. We want to set them up with pattern peer-to-peers. And also that way, if we add to any of the, add to here, we can just add an output for the pattern peer-to-peer for it. Right, and then that needs to be on distinct buses, and that also needs to be a distinct bus. Needs to be channel 2. And then that needs to have power. I have a feeling I might regret doing this as a 16 amp ZPM energy hatch, but we'll worry about that when we get to it. All right, so peer-to-peers. How do I set this up? I guess for the pattern peer-to-peers, or for the pattern providers, I'm going to make 3 of these, and then I think what we'll do is we'll put the pattern providers kind of along the bottom of here. We're almost out of space for the ones for Circuit 2. And those will be the... Actually, we've done that the wrong way around, haven't I? We've done that as the circuit 2, or that as a circuit 2 pattern provider. Okay. And I guess... we need to come across here as well. And then there. I should have 2 inputs. Okay. So I've got rotary hearth furnace, and that will be circuits 2. That's the first one of them, and rotary hearth furnace, circuit 2, 2. And this will be rotary hearth furnace, circuit 1, 1. I don't think we're going to need any more than that for the circuit ones, but you never know. And then we just need to do that, and that, and that. And I also need to remember that these are still currently item peer-to-peer, so I've actually fucked this up already. I've almost done the same thing that I do every frickin' time. Is that I've almost left it as an item peer-to-peer. There we go. Okay, so that should work. Right, so let's go and grab some a recipe from down here. Yeah, see what I mean? We're getting... Let's go with the Naquita alloy. That was the thing that was taking us a while before. And let's put the blank pattern away so I don't get that confused. Oh, wait, for the Naquita alloy, what do we need fluid-wise? Argon. So... stocking hatch, and then we'll just stock the argon in there. Right. Naquita alloy. So if we just request, say, 64. Okay. So I had a feeling stuff wasn't going to work. Oh, wait, hang on. Do we need to wait for it to make the actual Naquita alloy dust? Yeah, there we go. 8 seconds for 16 of them. The only thing that's slowing us down here is the fact that we are using the fact that we're having to wait for the Naquita alloy dust itself. That is using a lot of power though. Hey Kay, how are you doing? Wait a minute. Why have we only got... Hold on. Why... Ah, okay. It was just waiting for the... waiting to cool them. Oh, God. Oh. Okay, so this was supposed to be faster for us than the other option we had. Than the two that we had before. Only you're not, because you're only one thing. What do I have hatch-wise over here? Yeah, basically the same as we had before, but we had essentially had two of them running. I think the problem is that... Oh, hang on, now it's done. The problem was that we had... that I've kind of increased the amount of a lot of the things that we are stocking at any given time. So we've got more stuff going through there at the moment. And it just seems like a lot of stuff's going in at once. But I think it's going to be fine. But that looks like the rotary hearth furnace is going to work just fine. So now we've just got to move all of the EBF recipes over. Make sure that we have all of the right fluids stocked. And everything should be good. Let's go and find out which fluids we do need to stock. Right, so basically we've got tritium. Oh, I can't store them from here, can I? I can't bookmark them. Tritium, gene, argon we already have. I'm guessing that's nitrogen and helium. Right, all of those need to be stocked. Tritium, gene, nitrogen, and helium. Right, and then let's move over all of the recipes. Actually, before I do that, let me clear my inventory a little bit of junk that we don't need right now. We don't need that. That can go away. That can go away. That can go over there. Okay, right. These are all the circuit 2 recipes. We've still got one more to go from there. Well, most of this stuff is passive now anyway, but... like, if we ever need more than we have passived, we can do that. These are all circuit 1s. Right, let's try and find something. Let's have a look at Cryolobus ingots. Let's see if we can craft, say, 64 of those. 32 recipes in 90 seconds. 842,833 EU per tick. So wait, how long is that per ingot? About 2.8 seconds per ingot. That is not bad. I can live with that. This was a lot quicker to craft than I thought it would be. Also, can I... oh, wait, is there anything directly below the... I don't think there's anything directly below the muffler hatch, is there? So I should be able to turn that in on itself. Also, hold on. That is quite cool with the lights on there. That is pretty cool. Anyway, there we go. Right, so we have a rotary hearth furnace. It's a fantastic lighthouse, isn't it? Alright, so that is that sorted. That was the only thing I really had it in my mind to get done today, so we have got that done a lot quicker than I thought. But that's fine. I still need to keep an eye on this. Because, yeah, this keeps backing up. Because the Crylobus is doing 16 in 15 seconds. Am I going to need to increase the energy hatch on this? Are we going to need to do a 4 amp ZPM hatch on this? Yeah, probably. The bigger parallel is not going to make a difference because the problem isn't how many it can do in parallel because it will only run one type of recipe. The problem is that we've got a lot of different types in there, so it will only run one of these at a time. No, it's only doing one type at a time. The reason it was doing 16 was because it was, at the time, was because it was doing Cryolobus ones and there were 32 in there at the time. It will only do one type of recipe at a time, though. It can't run kind of multiple different recipes. You can only do 16 of the same. So we'll upgrade that with 4 amp ZPM hatch. Gives too large area for the copy paste gadget. You're over the limits. It does eventually catch up, but I want things to be coming through here as quickly as possible. Is my point. Like, there's very little reason for me at this point not to do the 4 amp ZPM hatch. I make it twice as quick. I mean, we're not short on power at the moment. Oh, damn it. So we should be fine with it. And literally all it is just switching out the hatch and then we're good. Oh, don't try underclocking anything. I mean, the original plan, and the plan I'm still going to follow, I think, is to have a second one of these anyway. And if we can, mirror it. I don't know if we can mirror the structures in this. If we can, I'm not sure how we do it. We could have a second one, because the thing we had before was we were getting two different types. We could have two different types of recipes done at the same time. I guess we could continue to output to here as well, but it seems a little daft. Anyway, right, it's the general gist is it is working, which is all we need. Right, so now that we have that, and we've got a nice view of our rotary hearth furnace out the window. What do we need to do now? We're gonna need to start looking at, like, I was looking at the tier 6 microminers, and like I can't find anything that we really like specifically need. Says you're running out of osmiridium. See, it says we can get the osmiridium 8020 and the iridosmine 8020, but I didn't see. Yeah, there's no. We can't get the iridosmine 8020 and the osmiridium 8020 from the enderium one. I don't know why it says that in the quest book. Unless I'm missing something. Says the first decent source of dragon eggs and stabilized einsteinium. It's also useful for uraninite ore, osmiridium 8020 and iridosmine 8020, but you can't get those with the tier 6. I don't know why. I don't know. I genuinely don't know why it's telling us we can. Unless we can somehow get it from the stellar creation data. but I'm pretty sure that's not the case. Nope. Yeah, the quest books definitely needs fixing. Like, there's a lot of stuff that's held over from, like, previous versions that just never got updated. I think this is one that we're going to need, because I think, like, what do we need oh, yeah, we need dragon eggs for doing, I'm guessing as part of the wetware circuit process. Yeah, sterilized growth mediums turn into bacterial sludge and stem cells. And then the stem cells are used for making neuroprocessing units, which are used for the wetware. So yeah, we're going to need to do that one. That'd be nice. The tier 8 one would be a much better way of getting them. But yeah, I think this is something we're going to have to do. Although what confuses me is, do I need to make a stabilized version of the microminer, or am I going to have to keep fixing this? Indirectly. I mean, there's the tier 8.5 one does them, but there's no indirect way to make these ores. The only way is to get them from the microminer missions, and that's only once you get to the tier 8.5 ones. So no, you can't make these directly or indirectly from that microminer. Also, holy shit, that got us that vein of like iridosmine and osmiridium got us like roughly 8 or 9,000 iridium and around about 7 or 8,000 osmium. There is... Oh, no, right. No, yeah, you're right. It is. So what? How did I miss that before? When I... Oh, wait a minute. I looked at... Because I looked at it from the furnace recipe, didn't I? I right-clicked on this, which was just stone materials. It wasn't specifically cobblestone that I looked at, was it? Yeah, okay, so you can macerate stone dust to cobblestone. That's fair. That was my mistake. I looked at the kind of combined recipe and right-clicked that to look at the uses. And it obviously didn't show up in there, which I did think was a bit weird, but... Anyway. Right. So... What do we actually want to work on now? I guess we are going to need the tier 6 miners then for getting... We can't get osmiridium or iridosmine from them, but that doesn't really matter. We can get that. We can mine that on Glacio anyway, so that's fine. We're just going to be moving the large miner around a little bit. No, that was me being a dumbass, Guitar Lilin. That was not on you. Okay, so the Enderium microminer. It's annoying that we get the damaged. This is like the only recipe in here that we get the damaged one back. And then you need to repair it with. Also, this is such a weird recipe. The fact that it's the consumption is not guaranteed with it. It's such a weird, like, this is the first time I've seen recipes where the consumption of a thing isn't a guarantee. All right, so if we want to... Wait, we can do the fusion reactor Mark II now, can't we? Is there anything that's going to hold us back from that? Because that was the next thing I wanted to get done. Because I want to start being able to make more radon and tritanium. Yeah, that bit always confuses me as well, Guitar Lilin. The fact that there are that it always used to be just if you could process it in a macerator, you'd have the picture of the macerator at the top, and then you'd look on that tab. And then they changed it to now you've got part grinding and macerator recipes, even though they're both in the same machine. It seems unnecessarily convoluted. But anyway, right. Fusion Reactor Mark II. Is there going to be anything that holds us back from this? We can do all of that. I can do those. We can do those. Oh, actually, you know what we need to do before we do anything else? We need to set up some passive crafting of things like the HPIC and UHPIC wafers and yeah, the wafers basically. Things like these, because these take forever. Like 11.25 seconds for 2 of them. It takes a while. So we're gonna have to set up. I think I want to do this in. Out of what I would have liked to have done would be to do this in a way where we don't have any of those passive recipes showing up in this list. Like, I wanted this to only be things that I've requested. And the only way I can do that is if I put it on a sub-network. Which I guess we can do. But the difficulty here is going to be... We'd have to set... If we do it on a sub-network, we'd have to have another set of input buses on here. Why are you dreading class today, Quiet? Is there a way I can do this? I guess what I could do is we don't do them down on those bits at all, since those are all for request crafting, and we actually just do them in here with the rest of the circuit crafting stuff. And we just set them up on here. Then this is already on a sub-network. So I think that's probably going to be worthwhile setting that up. All right, so what are we actually going to need? That basically we only need these things for, I think up to the IV circuits, we're already doing the final tier of them. ZPM we're not. These are still request crafting. So in order to do these, what are we actually going to need in terms of chips and wafers? So RAM chips. Just need RAM wafers. Those actually won't take that long. You can get 32 of those in. It's only going to be ones that we have that are going to take a lot of time. Like I think we're running the cutter at either ZPM or UV, and it's like 1.4 seconds for 32 of those. I think that's fine. So the RAM chips, I don't think we need to worry about. Yeah, that's just RAM chips there. Those are fine. And making the SMD components barely takes any time at all anyway. So those we don't need to worry about. ZPM. The other thing we needed was NAND and NOR chips. Again, I think those are both incredibly fast anyway. So those should be fine to keep as they are. I think the NOR wafers are going to be the same. Yeah, the NOR wafers should be fine. It's anything that's going to take a long time. The main things that I think are going to take the time with any of these are like the PIC wafers and the UHPIC wafers. And the difficulty here then becomes... I mean, we can get this bit down to 3.75 seconds anyway. It's really just the UHPIC wafers. The professor kind of yelled at us on Tuesday for not being prepared enough for class. Problem is, you'd be more prepared for class if A, the textbook wasn't late being delivered, and B, the version of the reading you got online wasn't written differently. Yeah, so that's really not your fault then, is it? Let's be honest. I still don't like wet circuits, making them passively as ass. Yeah, it's not. Honestly, I'm kind of looking forward to setting the passive crafting of those up. Believe it or not. Right. So, indium gallium phosphide. Okay, so this is the problem we've got here, is that we'd have to passively make indium gallium phosphide and naquita as well for these. I think I might have to just kind of bite the bullet a little bit and just set up a dedicated or a couple of dedicated crafting CPUs just for automated crafting. I just wish there was a way that I didn't have to look at them on here. Okay, well, I guess we're going to be doing that. Where are we going? Where am I even going? We're going up here, aren't we? So we're going to have to do... I think we'll just do a couple of crafting CPUs there and there for now. We'll just do... I don't know how much... We're not going to need huge crafting CPUs for these, are we? So if we just do 62 64K ones... and a crafting coprocessor. Again, just... honestly, just a couple of the 16 times crafting coprocessors is probably overkill anyway, just for what we're doing here, but... Alright. If we do that, and then we set these to only for requests by automation. Can I label it? Like, can I name these? And do the names show up in... here? No, the names don't show up in there. Right, and we want these to be... all be requests by players. We just don't want these getting clogged up by passive automation. Right, and these are requests by automation. Right, so the next thing is, where do we want to put the requesters? I guess we can just put them pretty much anywhere, can't we? As long as they're on the same system. I'd like to have them all in kind of one area, though. And it would make sense to have it somewhere in here. I guess we could have the requesters kind of in here instead. I definitely went a little overboard with how much storage we were going to need. Oh, hang on. We could probably do the requesters in here, can't we? Just along with the rest of the crafting stuff. Right, so... Like the HPIC and UHPICs are the ones that take the time, right? So if we set up crafting for these and we just try and keep like 128 in stock and we do them in batches of 16. Right, before we turn those on, I want crafting monitors. Those automation ones. Just to make sure that things are going in the right place. Right, let's go and turn that on. Okay, that's doing... Okay, perfect. Right, those are crafting. Now, unfortunately and annoyingly, they are still going to show up in here. Oh, wait, they are showing up. The name is showing up now. Ah, okay, cool. And the other annoying thing about doing it this way is it then locks up machines that could be used for other things when I'm expecting them to be available. That's what I think that's the main reason I don't like doing like crafting cards and things like that, because it just ends up locking up machines that you expect to be available. Anyway, right, we should be starting to get the HPIC and UHPIC wafers. I'm assuming that these will... be going through here. Yeah, those are the MPIC wafers. And then eventually they'll be coming into here as well. And that is... yeah, that's 4 amp ZPM hatch on there. Oh, that's still only at IV. Twelve and a half seconds. It's not awful, but I think we could probably do with upping that to at least LUV. Anyway, there we go. That is those sorted. I'm still not happy with the way that's working, but it's better than it not working at all. All right, so fusion reactors Mark II. What are we going to need for these? Like, what do we actually need for these? Anyway, upgrade time or building a new one, which is probably better. Yet again, this quest asks for the minimal number of casings. Make an extra 29 if you don't want more than 2 fluid inputs and 1 fluid output. Don't forget the extra 31 fusion glass or fusion machine casings. Yes, the fusion glass is the same tier as last time, but the fusion machine casings are more expensive. Make sure you're using ZPM energy hatches. If you insist on upgrading instead of making a new one, don't dismantle the current one before you're sure you've got everything you need to upgrade it, or you might end up having to rebuild the Mark I fusion reactor again. The Mark II fusion reactor has an energy buffer of 320 million EU. Right, so the fusion reactor itself does not look too bad, except for the UHPIC chips, which there's a lot of. A stack and a half of UHPIC chips is horrible. Have we got any of them in a minute? Oh, wait, I've made the wafers. Ah, I've done the wrong thing. Hold on. I did the wafers. I was supposed to be doing it with the chips and not the wafers. I was supposed to be setting those up to be requested. Oh, I can't turn those off, can I? Shit. Okay, well, we're going to end up with 128 of those. And then once those have finished, we're going to have to switch that over to the actual chips. I kind of wish there was a way we could get more out of these as well. This is really not. Need a bit of bit and glax. 2,120 bit blocks, 3,440 glax. Yeah, the building can get expensive, can't it? Anyway, right. What else is going to be expensive with these? The fusion coils. Don't seem too bad. In fairness, I might need to up the amount of vanadium gallium we've got stored for this. And then the fusion machine casings Mark II. Take ZPM machine casings. Oh, wow. Fusion coil blocks for every single one. Fuck, this is going to get expensive. This is going to get expensive quickly. The superconducting coil blocks, we've already switched over to using this recipe. We can't do this one yet until we have UV energy hatches. So we can't switch to the final tier of them. But trinium's not really that big of a problem now anyway. I'm kind of curious. If I request, like... Oh, wait. Why is trinium not requestable now? I've lost a recipe somewhere. Well, where is my trinium recipe gone? I'm very confused. That was definitely there before. Somehow we have lost a recipe. Okay, well, I guess we're making another one. And we're going to do these in sets of probably 16. How long are these going to take? Oh, I never flicked that inside inwards, did I? 64 in 50 seconds. That is not bad. Okay. So the fusion reactor Mark II is going to be a bit of a pain in the ass. But what can we actually make once we get to the Mark II? Plutonium from xenon and zinc. I don't think we need to worry about that one. I'm pretty sure we need neutronium from the Mark III Naker. I'm pretty sure you need neutronium. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure you do. What's the flow? Which flow chart are you following, Guitar Lilin? Nitrogen plasma. I wouldn't mind actually making some plasma turbines. Not because we need them, but just because I've never really used them before. Anyway, right, yeah. Nitrogen plasma. Einsteinium. Oh, that's Mark III, isn't it? I think we can get from microminers, though. Tritanium's obviously is the main thing we want from this. One of the other main things we want is... What else we got there? Americium and Darmstadium. I'm pretty sure we need both of those. Radon is the other thing I really needed. Because we've our only source of radon right now is the distilling liquid ender air, and that's only giving us like 1 bucket every 50 seconds. So this recipe is basically free. Just a little bit of power. So being able to get a ton of radon will allow us to make more geranium, which will then allow us to make more tritanium. Argon. Don't really need that. Indium, don't really need that. Europium we're already making. Plutonium we don't really need. And we're going back through again now, aren't we? Yeah, I wouldn't mind setting up some plasma turbines just because. From the bottom Moni's Discord to make PE and PVC. They've used such a fucking convoluted way to do it. Why have they used such a convoluted way of making polyethylene and PVC? Like this was my setup. It's just turning what was, well, basically sugarcane into biomass, biomass into ethanol. Ethanol then gets turned into ethylene, and then the ethylene then gets turned into either vinyl chloride or polyethylene. Like, what the fuck is that random as hell flowchart they've used for making it? Like, it's just such a weird approach. People have weird approaches to things. I mean, they're weird to me, at least. They're not weird in general. If they work, then that's all that matters. But there are some people have some very weird approaches to this game, and to this, and to Greg Tech. They just don't make sense to me. Like, they work, but it's just like they just feel like convoluted, unnecessary ways of doing things. Anyway, I think before we start working on the fusion, it might actually be worthwhile trying to start getting some dragon eggs. And actually start getting this microminer passived. Which means we're going to need dragon den data, which means I'm going to need to do a few more ender dragon predictions for those. Which means I'm going to have to set up the second layer of my hostile neural network setup. Have you... Right, I'm very curious. Hold on. Oh, you've posted the... Right, let me see this. Cobblestone generator crafter to make so using a crafter to make furnaces, to turn them into a... To macerate those into stone dust, to centrifuge those. What the fuck? Hold on. So... Furnaces. Right, macerated. Get into stone dust. Stone dust's centrifuge to get silicon dioxide, which you can't get from directly from them. Oh no, to get quartzite dust. Quartzite dust, then why? Hold on, right. So quartzite dust in an electrolyzer. Hold on, let's follow this through. Right, quartzite dust in an electrolyzer gets you black quartz. I'm assuming this is supposed to be silicon dioxide, but you're not getting silicon dioxide from stone dust, at least not anymore. This is why I don't follow stuff that's posted in Discord and stuff, because 9 times out of 10, it's either outdated or just plain wrong. This is just incidentally, this is the route I tend to go when making oxygen early game. Centrifuge, basically, glass dust is basically free. You can make the glass dust, obviously, forge hammer, cobble down into gravel, then forge hammer again, gravel down into sand. Put the sand into a arc furnace. Let's go through this. Where is... Why can I never find just sand? There it is. Right, sand into an arc furnace, which... Where the fuck's the arc furnace gone? Am I going blind here? Where the hell's the arc furnace recipe? Why can I not even see the arc furnace? There it is. Yeah, sand with oxygen, with 20 millibuckets of oxygen gives you two glass. Glass then gets macerated into... Where's the macerated ones? Into glass dust. Glass dust then gets turned into silicon dioxide. Silicon dioxide then gets... where are we? Electrolyzed into silicon and oxygen. So to get 2 silicon dioxide, you need 3 glass, which you get from 1.5 recipes, which is 30 millibuckets of oxygen to make 2 buckets. So essentially you're using 30 millibuckets of oxygen to make 2,000. And it's relatively easily scalable as well. Well, it's easily scalable. So I don't know what convoluted method they're going through for whatever the hell they're doing. It just seems such a weird approach. And this is what? To get PVC and... I'm so very confused. Guitar, all I would suggest is if things start looking confusing and they don't look like they kind of work the way they're supposed to from what you find on the things, just look through JEI. You are more than intelligent enough to be able to go through and figure out what will work. I have more than enough faith in you to be able to do that. Anyway, right. Pure oxygen production is very easy and comes from cobble and a bit for forge hammering. Exactly. It's relatively easy to do. Or incredibly easy to do, really, but... right, I've lost track of where I was. Like I say, I literally only planned on doing the Rotary Hearth furnace today. I hadn't planned on anything past that. So now I'm just kind of sat here not really knowing what the hell I want to do. Because we've got 2 options. We can either work on getting the Enderium microminer and then having to deal with this bullshit and repairing it each time, where we're going to need to, which means we're going to need to passively craft all of these things. Are there any other ones where we're going to get damaged microminers back? The Cryolobus one from those, which is... Oh man, I'm going to need so much more space for all this, aren't I? Because we're going to have to passively craft all of this stuff. And then there's the tier 8 ones as well. Because we do need the Warden Hearts, and the Warden Hearts, I'm guessing we can only get from microminers that are getting damaged, or stabilized ones, which we can't get till we have the Heart of the Universe. And Hadal shards and other bits and pieces. Yeah, regardless, though, we're still going to have to passively craft it, though. Like, if we want these to run passively, then we're going to have to passively craft all this stuff. There's no two ways about it. It's going to have to be passively crafted. So we're going to have to set up areas where we can basically make all of this stuff. We don't need to keep much of it, but we are going to need to have it available to us so that we can actually passively send these out. So all of this stuff's going to have to be passively crafted at that point until we can get to these ones, like the stabilized ones. Actually, that's something I should probably check, actually, isn't it, Hideyoshi? Anyway, Hideyoshi, remember that you are on a much older version, so what you're saying may not be true now. Just remember to keep that in mind. It probably is, in fairness, but just keep in mind that it's not guaranteed to be correct. Yeah, each one does look like it gives you 64 plus another 0 to 64 of them. So I'm assuming that just gives you an extra random amount between that. So if you assume it's kind of weighted evenly, you'd be getting like an extra like 96 from each dragon egg. But only a guaranteed 64. So yeah, it looks like it is still correct, Hideyoshi, but yeah, just kind of remember to kind of bear in mind that it's not necessarily going to be correct. So the next question is, and also the way you've done it is not necessarily going to work for the way I've done things up to this point. So just kind of saying things that, yes, this is the way you do it, like this gives this, or this does this, or this is better, is generally not a good thing to do. It's not helpful in any way. Anyway, I think on that note, my brain is not in it today. I'm struggling to figure out what I need to do. I think I might just call it. Hey, Jess, how are you doing? And how is GTNH going? What do I want to do? I'm struggling today, chat. Right, one way or another, we're gonna have to make the micro miner. I've just gotta decide how I want to do this, because one way or another, we're gonna have to keep repairing these, and we can't make this a request craftable, like a request recipe. We can't make this a request recipe because they're not guaranteed consumptions. So I would have to set up something for crafting all of these on a subnetwork. Because as I've already said, I detest having things like this in here. Like, I don't like having things in my crafting queue that I have not put there myself. Been pretty good trying to fathom how to input steam in railcraft tanks. You do have tier 2 single bronze machines. Machine blocks and done some reorganizing. Finally got Robert. Nice. So, it sounds like it's going pretty well, at least. Right, I really want to turn these off. But I can't because they're going to take forever to get to those. What would that solve? What? I'm not sure what that would solve. Right, let's have a look what we actually need for this. So, the Enderium plates are easy enough. Supercharged light. Most of this is not actually going to be difficult. It's just going to take quite a lot of machines to get it all passively crafted. Like those... Oh, not the... The EV sensors are going to be the bigger pain, I think. I'm going to have to just set it up so... I'm going to have to do the thing that I hate doing, which is... making sure we passively craft. Like, even if we just have, like, 8 of each of these or a few more of the double Enderium plates, but if we just set them up using requesters, I don't like doing that because it ties up machines when I'm not expecting them to be tied up. The start chances are the chance that they're consumed, yeah. It's like all of this stuff is craftable. I guess if we just, like, it's not going to be too bad, especially if we're not going to need too many of these. But it just means that we can't, like, we can't even make the rockets, these requestable rather than passive. The actual missions, I mean. We can't make them requestable if we haven't got the stuff in stock to repair it. I'm also going to have to reorganize where the whole area that we've got our microminers in at the moment as well. This might be a next week job, though. Although for right now, one thing we can probably do is get the Dragon data coming in. We want to buy... We could do it this way, I guess. But then again, we'd have to deal with another damaged one. So let's not do that. Right. So... what was I going to do? Oh, Dragon data. So... Unfortunately, that does mean that we are going to have to set up the second layer of these. So, what do I need? Loot fabricators. We may as well get the whole kind of thing set up now. Basically just duplicate what we've got down at the bottom here, except that's not right, is it? That needs to go one block higher. So if we do another 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18 more loot fabricators. You started Monifactory a couple of weeks back. Did you know there's a mod to make your terminals like full blocks? There is, yes. I've never used it. I actually like the multi-part ones. Mostly just because it means I can, when I start actually decorating the areas where I have the terminals, I can use whatever background I want on them by just putting a cover on them. Can definitely see why those things will be useful, though. Right. This might take a little while to set up, by the way, chat. I just want to know if you can export bus into them, like I can for refined storage. Oh, hang on. Just wonder if you can export bus into them, like you can for refined storage. Have it be stocked with patterns. Not the terminals themselves. Why? I'm not sure why you'd need to put the patterns in the terminals. I'm assuming you are coming from a background of using mostly refined storage. I may not be the best person to ask about the differences between those. I've never really got on too well with refined storage. But you do still have export buses, but there's not much you would need to do with them in terms of exporting into terminals or anything like that. Okay. I guess we connect this up here. I'm going to need another interface or 3. Talking about pattern encoding terminals. So basically with the pattern grid, you can export into them with a crafting upgrade. Ah, right. No, I don't think there is, but that is one. I didn't realize that was something you could do in refined storage. That may be one of the few things then that refined storage has over applied energistics. One of the very, very few things. Oh, wait, is that in the wrong place? That's in the wrong place, isn't it? But yeah, I don't think there is a way to do that with applied energistics, at least not that I have found. Love A2 now, and that's the only feature you miss. It would be an incredible... It's something I've complained about in the past as well, actually. Rockstar, like, I wish there was the ability to do that. Oh, perfect. I've already got... Oh, no, I don't need energy hatches. I need converters. I did that last time. That's why I've got 3 16-amp freaking things. Where are we? Where are my... Why do I not have any... Wait. Oh, there it is. I was going to say, where's my 16-amp converter recipe? Fuck. No, generally not. It's not necessary, no, but it would be incredibly nice to have. Which biomes can you get blue orchids? I'm not sure in this pack specifically, Asanan. They're usually found in swamps, though. Can you get them? Or if you can get a poppy, an atomic reconstructor, you can get them from there. That would be another possibility. Otherwise, I'm not sure. Right. I'm thinking what I might actually do is... I'm not going to set all this up now. I might do it off stream, but I'll set up all of the laser nodes just ready for if we expand these things. I will just make sure all the laser nodes are in place. Like I say, I'll just do the ones that we need for now, then off stream I'll copy all of the cards and whatnot. Then... And then we're also going to need them across here as well. Forgotten the easy way. I do that all the time. You get kind of... You get to a point where you just kind of... You don't expect things to be easy. So you forget to check for the easy way. This is a lot of laser nodes. I have to say, it is times like this that I kind of miss Super Factory Manager. Although I don't know if it will be overly useful in this situation. Are you learning about nether portals? I can't believe you didn't know that, Quiet. I genuinely can't believe you didn't know that. I've just realized I've connected all of these in the most useless way. I should have set this up and actually auto-connected them when I was placing them, but I always forget about that. So yeah, Dialf just makes the best mods. The way he took the concept of conduits and came up with a more sophisticated solution. Agreed. Like this, this is one of my favorite all-time logistics mods. It's so versatile. Although weirdly now you can't. Have found that you can't. In counting filters, you can't have less than a bucket of a fluid anymore, which I'm sure you used to be able to. Which is a little bit weird, but this and Just Dire Things as well are fantastic. Right, what do we need? That. There we go. Oh. And this is why I changed the colors of things. So I can see when I have not connected things correctly. Neither can you. There's Rose's pros and cons. The clumsy connecting mechanics is a con for you. That's fair. It's... I mean, I think for me, it's like... You have so much control over everything. But in order to get that control, it has to be a lot more complicated to set up. Like, you don't get anywhere near the amount of control with something like Ender IO as you do with Laser IO. Like, you don't get anywhere near the level of control. And the price you pay for that, I guess, is it being a little clunkier in terms of how it's set up. So I guess, like, you're kind of sacrificing ease of use for additional functionality. Which, I guess if you don't use that additional functionality, then it doesn't really matter. But for me, I just love it personally. I think it's just such a well put together mod. Was that something that wasn't in the quest book initially then? Hideyoshi, because I know it's in the quest book now. I don't know if the version that you're on, I don't know if it was in the quest book then. Are you kind of like me? You look at the quest book when you need to, and otherwise you just kind of do your own thing? I really should have set this up when I did the other lot. The other stuff. I've still got to connect these bottom rows up as well. I'm not actually sure how I'm going to do that yet. Oh yeah, fair point. Yeah, you don't really have a need for RF in hard mode, do you? Like, is there any need for RF in hard mode? Oh god, no. You do not want you connected. Yeah, I think the one thing that for me would make things so much better with laser IO, it would literally just be a node, the ability to clone an entire node or an entire face of a node. I think that's the one thing that I would really want from this mod. Right, how did I connect those up before? Ah, I just did it with connectors, didn't I? No, it will be a problem, but I accidentally connected to there and it changed its color. It'll be fine once we connect it to the rest of these. Like that. Thank you, though, V. Yeah, I would agree. I would love to, like I say, I would love to be fair, like with this, we don't technically need to click as much as I am doing if I'd have actually done it properly. Because what you can do is if you select the node you're connecting to and then you hold the wrench in your offhand, you can just automatically connect them to the previous node. But I always forget about that feature. And that's only in unofficial extended life as well. It's not in the default. It's unfortunately for me, in the way I have things set up, it's not always the most useful. It would have been in this situation, though. So if only I'd remembered it earlier. All right, and then that connects there. And anybody wondering why I'm using, for anyone who is new here and wonders why I'm not just connecting directly from there to there, I like my lasers to be straight. It kind of itches my brain a little bit when they're not. Hey, Twilight. How's it going? I was giving you awful anxiety. Sorry, V. All right, let's give these things some power. Unfortunately, the next bit is the bit that's the most tedious and the bit that just takes so fucking long. And I wish it could be sped up, but it can't really. Not until they give us a node. All right, I need to soft hammer these as well, don't I? They're going to be taking RF. They kind of have to. The way I've got it set up, they kind of have to. So we're using converters to convert from EU to RF. Unfortunately, because I only have one side to work with them, I kind of have to do it this way. Pretty good. Just got a compact mod built for your pack to allow creates and agricrafts to work to cooperate. Oh, nice. That's such a eureka moment for you. I'm glad I could help with that. Okay. Now, this is the, like I say, this is the tedious bits. Right. I also need overclockers. Wait, how much is 16 amps of IV? That's 131,000, right? Yeah, 131,072. So we need 3 of those. Hey, Wolfie. How you doing? Wait, what's about half a pond? I'm very confused. Yeah, so basically all of these need to have various different cards put into them. Which is why we have all of these. Like I say, this is the very tedious bit, but thankfully, once it's done, we won't have to touch it again. Until we do the bits over here, which we're going to use for kind of mass production of things, but we will cross that bridge when we come to it. But right now, we need to put into here, we need that. That should give it power. We need an item card, which is for the type, going to be matching MBT, and is going to be filtered initially for cobblestone. That'll have to be switched out for whatever prediction is going in there. And then we need an export from here, which will be coming out on that channel. And this is going to be the same for all of them, thankfully. At least all of these all of the actual loot fabricators. So what would be nice if we could just kind of take this, left click on here or somewhere around here, and then just copy the entire thing. That'd be great. And then just right click on it. That'd be nice. Or if we could just not need the cards. I'm sure this was mentioned in the Discord actually. So where you could just kind of have a card cloned and then just right click, and as long as you had the card and obviously everything else you needed in there, you wouldn't need to manually move the cards over. You would just kind of right click on the slots with the card cloner. They've clearly not implemented that yet though. The irony of this is I probably won't use half of these. Oh god. You're just being pedantic. That's alright. I expect nothing less from you, Wolfie. I'd be concerned if you weren't. Welcome back, Quiet. First time your FPS... Why is your FPS drop? Oh, was that when you were copy-pasting base parts? I did get it. It took me a minute because I said 16 amps rather than 16 ounces. So my brain was always still stuck on amps. As soon as you mentioned it, though, it made sense. Yeah, that does it for me as well. It messes up my my frame rate. So did deleting half the ocean when I pasted these bits in. All right. This is all that wildly exciting content that you guys come here for, right? This copying and pasting for God knows how long. That's what you're all here for, right? You just realize how many nodes you have? There's a couple of them. You should be fine with the circle. Like we've had to do a similar thing here, where it's not a circle. It's obviously it's a but it does have an angled side, and that filled in fine. So you should be okay with it. Not all of them, no. The bottom ones, I'm actually not going to bother with these top ones for now. It's probably going to be easy just to add those, like, leave the nodes there, but only add the cards in when we need them. Because all it'll be will be copy pasting the ones from the node below into the ones above. I still haven't played Once Human. Right, okay, so that's that. Now, the other things we're going to have to do... Do I have enough redstone cards? Yeah, I should have. I'm going to need emitters as well. Which are going to go into each of these. It's not that. That doesn't need to go there. These are for the shut-offs for these. And then we need... No. Then we need to set that to that. And annoyingly, it's this bit that makes life a little bit more of a pain. Because we need to have... It's this bit that means we can't just copy everything exactly for the simulation chambers. Because we need to shut them all off, and each of them needs to be shut off on a different channel. So while most of the cards are the same, these are a little different. Okay. And then each of these needs a redstone card. Right, hang on. What did I do? Alright, let's do it that way. So we started on channel 9 at this end. That's channel 9. Channel 8. I think I've been doing them from like right to left. Channel 7. 6. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then these, I'm assuming, again, that will be channel 6, right? Yeah. Now, honestly, I probably won't play it anyway. Wolfie, it's one of those ones that I like the idea of. But I don't know if I'd actually play it. Mostly because it's a kind of a purely multiplayer thing. I'm going to assume that this would be channel 9 as well. Well, I should probably check. Not that it matters. These are completely independent of these, but I like things to be consistent. Yeah. Seven. Yes, it's things like setups like this that are really tedious to make, but they make life easier later. And I'm more than happy to spend the time now to make my life easier later. Okay. Right, so now we've basically got to copy all of this, which means I am probably going to need more filters. Maybe. We've got a few there already. So. That'll do. It's not something I would play on stream anyway, Wolfie. As much as I would like to, I can't imagine this channel is going to be playing anything but Minecraft. So now we've got to do this. But we've also got to make sure we change this to whatever channel this is on. Like the input of this to whichever channel this is. So... And this is the bit that's going to take the time. So we've got to do that. And then change that to channel 2. Same again. But channel 3. Channel 4. I think I was checking out a demo that I've been meaning to look at for a while for the game called Quarantine Zone. Wasn't overly keen on it though. It's channel 5. Once again, I really wish we had a display for what redstone channel these were working on. In this view. Okay, that's that side done, and then we've got to start from here again. And that's going to go back to channel 1. Am I starting to run out of anything yet? No, we're good. Looking at these is making my eyes start to go a little bit funny. All right. So channel 5, and then we're actually not too far off. The good thing is, like, we figured out all, like, everything that we needed to do with this when we set the layer below up. So this is just a case of copy paste. But it's going a lot quicker than it did last time. Wait. What channel are we on these? Yeah, that's channel 1. Okay. And channel 2. You know, just rage quits. Zombie was like, fuck it. What other Apocalypse games can I play? All right. Channel 3. Right. And we are all... Crap, I just copied that, didn't I? We're almost there. Wait, that was on the wrong channel. Is this on the right channel? This should be on 3. Yeah. Okay. Well, our card holder is definitely going to be a lot emptier after we've done this. We're up to 7. 2 more to go, and we are done. At least until we expand it, which we might have to do for some things. Well, we will have to do for some things shortly. Right, so that was channel 8. And channel 9. Perfect. Okay. That's all those bits done. Then we just need to have an input onto there, and then an output. And then we just got to do prediction matrices in there. You having internet problems, I take it, Wolfie. All right, and 2 of those. I should have copied the other one, shouldn't I, really? I'll do it for the last ones. All right, and there we go. So, I need another Dragon Data model because we want to get the Dragon Den data. Crap, I need more than one of those though. It might actually be worth setting something up for getting the Impossible Realm data as well. Oh shit, you know what another one we haven't actually set up again yet that we're going to need to do? Oops. I need to do more Enderman data models because I haven't set up the emeralds again. Like I was supposed to. I'm also going to want one for the Impossible Realm data, I think, as well. Right. Oh, we need monitors as well. Hold on. I do wish it was a little easier to see these with the monitors on here. Unfortunately, it's not. All right, there we go. So we need that in there. And we're going to have to change a couple of things on the back of it. This is going to be for emeralds. What do we have storage-wise for emeralds? Uh, 4K. So that'll be what? 130,000? No. 30,000? That should put those into there. And then we need to set that to get Enderman predictions. And then this one we need to do slightly differently, and we're going to have to set that to channel 2 and that to channel 2. And then that's going to need Enderman predictions as well. Right, okay. And then we want an Enderman one in there, because we want this for... Oh, we're going to need storage for... Is it Impossible Realm data, is it? Yeah, Impossible Realm data. I don't know how much of this we're going to need, so I'm just going to do a 16K drive for it. The zombie game check out is called Infection Free Zone. Use real maps down to the streets. You can get set your home up as your HQ and defend the actual neighborhood. That's quite cool. Right, so Impossible Realm data. Wait, no, it's not GT, is it? It's Money Labs. Right, that's Impossible Realm data sorted. Probably going to need that in a second as well. Right, so we've just set this to 100,000 for now. That should just keep going. And that is doing emeralds. Now we just got to wait for an Enderman data to come into there so we can do that. We need to put you in there. And we need Dragon Realm. What's it called? Dragon Den data, not Dragon Realm. We'll do a 16k for that as well. So, Dragon Den data. And we'll do 100,000 of those as well. There we go. There's the Impossible Realm data. And now we've just got to wait for you to give us a prediction so we can do the Dragon Den data in there. We should be able to get another Dragon Den data now, which I think we need for, yeah. We do want to have another dragon prediction for this at the very least. The good thing about this, if we just want to expand on it like this, all we need to do is just put that in there. Oh, also, I need to set this up for Angel Dragon prediction. Yeah, all we need to do is put that in there, then I'll just put my card cloners away. And there we go. That is another one. Ready. So put that in there. That'll give us the pulsating prediction matrices. And now we just wait. What did I just put in that? Oh, simulation chamber. All right. Come on. We just need you to give me a dragon prediction. Can we get one from down here sooner? Wait, am I not doing the Ender Dragon? Oh, no, yeah, we're getting Dragon's Breath from over here, aren't we? If we can get one of these first. There we go. Right, I'm stealing that. Put that in there. Dragon Den data. There we go. And now we can just add anything we need to on these. Right, I need to make some cable covers. Although we are going to have to remove these every time we want to change the amount we're stocking of anything. There we go. Right, we have stuff and things. How is this getting on now? Okay, we've got 16,000 of those stored. We've got 14,000 of those. We've still got 92,000 ender pearls. And they will be going up rapidly. Okay, cool. So that's that sorted out. I can't remember what I was doing that for now. Does anyone know what I was doing that for? I'm not sure. Okay, right. I think this is what we are going to have to work on next, the tier 6 microminer. What I think the way we're going to do this is I'll set up a few more. I might actually set up another layer of actually, you know what? I can easily set this up on it'll solve one of my problems, but I can easily set this up on a subnetwork and just make that. Oh no, I can't, can I? Shit. I was going to say I could easily set this up on a subnetwork and just have the crafting CPUs on that subnetwork, but I can't because all the patterns are on the main network. Shit. Okay, I'm just going to have a bunch of crafting CPUs dedicated to just passive crafting of things like this. So, and then we'll have requesters set up for all of these various things, and then we'll just keep a few of five or six, eight maybe of each of them in stock, just so that when it does need to be repaired, we can just stick it through an assembler and repair it. So, here's a question though: what would happen if, say, we requested? What is it, that one? Say we requested, like, 8 of these. It would need... And we had the damaged Enderium miner as a request crafting. As a request craft. And then it would repair that, and then it would give you the Enderium plated miner. If we requested 8 of these, would it want us to have 8... microminers in, or would it only want 1 and then know that it could use the damaged one? I'm assuming it would expect 8 of them. It is a question in need of sciencing, but not one we're going to do today. Especially since we need to do these as well. We haven't got any of these yet. So we're going to need to make at least one of these. But that'll be something for Monday. That's not the right one. But yeah, we'll have to set that up so it will make what we need. Where is this? Is this still going, or is this... Oh, okay, so we've got... Yeah, it's got the 128 of each of those. What we actually wanted to do, though, before I forgot, was we needed to do these and not those. So if we keep these with... Say... Hold up. Turn those off when it's finished. We'll keep these with we'll keep like 256 of these in stock. Oh, fuck's sake. I hate these things. And we are going to do them in sets of, say, 8, I think, for these. I'm going to do this. Oh, come on. Would you stop fucking changing? Thank you, Jesus Christ. Actually, I think we'll just keep that to 128. And then for these, I'd actually like to make sure we keep some of these in stock as well. So if we just keep having these requesters would be much better if I had this on a server. But I don't. So if we do that and then we turn all those on, that will then start crafting a bunch of those. And that's essentially what we'll do with the other things. The main reason I don't like doing it that way is just because it ties up machines that when you're not necessarily expecting them to be tied up. Also, I might need to change those names because that overlap is driving me nuts. But yeah, anyway, that's the way we're going to do the microminers. And fixing the microminers. We'll have all of these. We'll just have like 8 of them. Like, it shouldn't take long to craft any of these things. But if we just have like 8 of them in stock at any given time, then that can be used to repair the microminer when needed. But we'll do that on Monday. Tomorrow, I'm not going to guarantee I'm going to be live. If I am, it will be with more FTB Skies. It's going to depend on a lot of things. Hopefully I will be, but I'm not going to guarantee it. If not, I will be back on Monday with more Monifactory, where we can get the microminers sorted out and then hopefully start working towards getting the Mark II Fusion, and then onwards and upwards from there. We did get our Rotary Hearth furnace done today, though, so that's one thing I am very happy about. We got our big-ass Rotary Hearth furnace, which actually, looking at it, I remember in my old base, this thing looked absolutely huge, and now looking at it in my current base, it actually doesn't feel all that big. It doesn't feel as big as I was expecting it to. I'll say that much. Anyway, thank you everybody for being here. I do greatly appreciate it. Size does matter. You are correct. So does what you do with it. Anyway, thank you everyone for being here. I do massively appreciate it. I will see you all either tomorrow or Monday. Keep an eye on the Discord. I will let you know in the Discord if I'm not going to be live tomorrow. Otherwise, have an amazing rest of your day, and I will see you all soon. Take care of yourselves. Huh. What the shit, Kaz? Hold on. Before we go, since Kaz wants to be a pain in the ass, Kaz, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. With a Prime sub, 29 months. Your name is the same as Twitch, right? We'll do this before we go. That hat in the outro. Yeah, I know, right? There he is. Thank you so much, Kaz. I appreciate it. So much for that whole kind of leaving thing. You are now the Cazador Snipe. It won't let me get the whole thing on there. I guess we could do that. There we go. I could just put it as Kaz, I guess, but either way, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Apologies that we are just leaving as you get here, but it's been one of those days. All right, Kaz. And everybody, take care of yourselves. I love all your faces, and I will hopefully see you all tomorrow.